Good afternoon, everyone. Education is one thing no one can take away from you. I am Supriya Naika hosting this program. I welcome one and all for 94th episode of Creactive Online Talks. Creactive. Creactive is a group of people who are eager to gain new knowledge. Creactive. Cre means creativity. Active means activeness. To be active, we need creativity. Knowledge Square is our tagline. Sharing of knowledge increases our knowledge. Vision of Creactive is to build constructive thinking on various domains. And we mainly focus on non-textual, non-academic, non-syllabus related concept. And we organize online talks on every weekend around 3 to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. And we live stream our program on our YouTube channel, Creactive GBD. I thank all our resource persons for engaging us with their knowledge. Today's creative topic is professional career opportunities and importance of education, a vision for learner. To present this, we have Dr. Ajay Deshmukh sir with us today. This talk has been organized to shed light on the various career opportunities available in different fields and the significance of education in achieving success in these careers. In today's highly competitive world, it is essential to have a clear understanding of the professional paths available to us and the skills required to succeed in those paths. Education is the key to unlock these opportunities. I call Divya to introduce today's speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all present here. I am Divya, volunteer of Creactive. I am here to introduce Dr. Ajay V. Deshmukh. Dr. Ajay V. Deshmukh did his PhD from IIT Bombay in 2006, and he did his ME in Instrumentation from SGG SCE&T Nanded in 1994 and BE Instrumentation Engineering from SGG SCE&T Nanded in 1989. He has 28 years of experience in academics, as a professor of instrumentation and control in Cummins College of Engineering for Women, VIT Pune, and as a principal of engineering colleges. He worked in many engineering colleges in India. Currently, he is the director, Center for Industrial Mathematics, Bhaskaracharya Parishtharma, Pune, and consultant to Philips. He is also the independent director of Affordable Robotics Automation Limited, Pune, and treasurer of IAIAM Pune. Over a period of more than 20 decades, Dr. Ajay has offered customized training courses to multinational industries and public sector units and diversified specialized topics. The industry verticals where these courses were offered are automotive, automation, chemicals, sugars, petroleum, and in healthcare industry and many more. These courses were designed based on highly specific requirements of the industry. The objectives were to overcome the industry-specific problems, providing practical solution of investigations. Some of these courses were offered through IIT Bombay CEP cell. Many open courses were also offered to industry participants in order to build the basic knowledge around a specific domain and also to create awareness in those specific topics in automation control, instrumentation and measurements, control of process control equipments and embedded systems and many more. Dr. Ajay has conducted several training courses for faculty and student development. He has also organized national and international conferences, seminars, and presented keynotes and invited talks. There are many outreach programs and public lectures to his credit. As a part of research, Dr. Ajay has contributed in magnetic resonance imaging, specifically signal and image processing in functional MRI and cardiac MRI, and many several collaborative efforts in this field. He is the author of book Functional MRI, Novel Transform Methods, Narosa 2008, has a research monograph dedicated to the Society for Cancer Research and Communications. To his credit, there is another popular book of microcontrollers, theory and applications. And recently, he has published book chapters in international books, namely Nuclear Radiation Detector and Raman Analyzers and AI in Instrumentation Industry, and etc. Dr. Ajay Deshmukh was the Secretary of International Society of Automation, ISA, Pune section, and the Chair of Signal Processing Chapter, IEEE, Bombay section. He is a member of Indian National Society, INS, National Magnetic Resonance Society of India, NMRS, International Society of Automation, ISA, Instruments Society of India, ISY, Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics, SIAL, Biomedical Society of India, BMESI, Society for Cancer Research and Communication, SCRAC, and Indian Society for Technical Education, ISTE, and Maratha Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, MCCIA, Pune, Indian Academy for Industrial and Applicable Mathematics, IAIAM, and the Indian Mathematics Consortium, TIMSC. And this is all about our guests. And I am heartfully welcoming you, sir, for this session. And I am welcoming all the participants of Reactive and our coordinate, Supriya ma'am. And thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Divya. Over to you, sir. Ajay, sir. PPT is visible, sir, but your audio is not connected. It's muted, sir. Your PPT visible, sir.
Yes. Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. So, welcome to this session on professional careers and opportunities and importance of education. It is a vision for learners. This is the basic theme of my talk today. I will keep it very simple because we need to understand from the reality perspective and how exactly the world moves and where exactly the education stands and what is its importance. So maybe I will have a bit slower presentation in the sense that you can interact with me also in between. So we start from the basic purpose and the motivation. Basically, if you see all the uh, scientists in the past, or entrepreneurs or businessmen or industrialists in the past, and those who are leading and who were the leaders of the world, and different business sectors, all of them were in the need of a lot of talented people, and without which nothing can happen. So if somebody has to do a project, basically anything, I'm not calling only the college projects, but it is the industry projects or big projects or anything that human being needs, is basically something through project or something through engineering, science, medicine, biology, in order to fulfill the needs of human being. Maybe transport is also one need, we can say, or anything like administration or agriculture or healthcare. Any such things are required definitely for human being. In addition to very immediate requirements like water, power, or maybe sun, or light, or you would say energy in general, or transportation means, or you need food and shelter. So these are basic needs actually. We normally don't think of very basic needs whenever we talk about education. But automatically, whenever you learn, you will start using those things through whatever you learned, and then try to apply those to the world and world requirement, I mean. So there are so many things which are relevant, but we do not always correlate with those things because we do not know what is going to be the next step in future. So as you start progressing in time, right now many people are in school, colleges, or some people must be teaching in colleges, or some people must be learning in colleges, or some people must be working professional. So this presentation is equally applicable to all those, in spite of the age groups even. And mainly the focus is to tell people who are entering into education, that, or who are almost at the mid mid time or in between somewhere in education, to take right steps so that you deliver right things to the world and society, and then it will make use of whatever you are doing in education or anything as a part of your efforts for the development of yourself and for the society. Now, initially, we think that education is for somebody who want to develop himself, but later on, we also think that education is essentially required to develop the society also. So, academics, administration, industry, business, society development, I think these are some of the needs. Ultimately, national development also happens because we learn. So, when we go to college, schools, and start learning something, it is definitely useful for anyone. This is from the ancient times people are doing. If you just see even the scientists like Newton, or maybe Edison, or anybody Fourier or Laplace, or anybody to whom you know, perhaps they have learned these things through many of those kind of motivational points, and it is almost the self inspiration which has taken them to forward steps. So the first thing what I consider is, somebody must be passionate, enthusiastic, and deterministic also, and without getting into the wrong competitions and getting into the streams which will take you to some directions which perhaps you may not like. It is necessary that we ourselves define our past, our past, future, and present also. So the past becomes, the present becomes past, and the future is becoming present. And for future, we have to really work. And so far, whatever we have done, definitely it is useful. But let us plan very nicely for the further uh, times, which are basically through education and then through profession. So that's why the word professional, as well as education and opportunities, and then a vision. I think vision is the basic goal here, and we want to keep people learning about what is happening around, and how we anticipate those things, how we think about that, and how we expose, how we get exposure to all those things, and then how we gather the knowledge. So if I want to just brief you about education, it requires knowledge, then information, then you need imagination, you need to think and imagine and conceptualize certain things. Then you need to take enough freedom. That means the choice of the subject as well as the choice of method or pedagogy to learn, and there could be choice of whatever you want to do, and keep open to most of those areas where you find that there is a definite potential. Now it depends upon your interest also. Attitude is mainly very important. Like somebody want to become scientist. I have asked some questions in the last program of creativity group, and then some students they from schools they told me that they want to become scientists. Somebody said that they want to become businessman or earn a lot of money, and somebody said that he want to become maybe leader, and somebody said that they want to get into administration. So people have different choices based on whatever they listen from others. But now, instead of listening only, what I would like to recommend is we can have our own choice. Let us listen to many people. Let us get exposed to several sectors, areas where there are opportunities. Whenever you are in the school, there is a choice now to define whatever you want. I think education gives you a lot of choice. This is the best thing which education gives you. Whereas without education, there is no choice. Very little choice to do something and earn money. I think that is the only last option which somebody has. But with
Sir,
education,
Ajay sir,
yeah,
1 minute. Your screen is not visible, sir.
not
PPT
visible.
is PPT
Okay.
is not visible, sir.
I think I am able to see in my this thing
Sir,
online.
once again you share it once again, sir.
Change the slide, sir. We will check it. Just go to the next slide.
Okay, okay, yeah. Now can
Yeah,
you?
it's good. Good.
Okay, let me finish the previous slide. I hope you are able to see that.
Sir.
So we need to put intellectual efforts. That's what I want to say, and then progress in terms of learning and getting more knowledgeable, getting more skilled, and then I think this is how we progress in colleges. We get so many subjects and so many teachers are there to teach those things. Slowly we learn also. I think most of those things depend upon how we study. So it is the methodology of study, how honestly we study, how deeply we are interested in understanding a particular subject. For example, mathematics. I think mathematics gives you a lot of deep insight into how we learn. And I'm not just praising one subject. There are other subjects like chemistry, physics, biology, but mathematics become the core issue for learning. Similarly, languages. I think English, Hindi, or any local language, Kannada or Gujarati or any such language, Malayalam. I think you are able to acquire more and more skills. If you learn some foreign language, for example, you will be able to do your business or job outside also. For example, German language somebody can learn, or Spanish, or Japanese, or maybe something like English as a foreign language, or local language. Even having such knowledge of the language as well as the fluency in that language, spoken skills, spoken English skills, or spoken languages and verbal skills. I think this is going to prepare someone for the actual work. And then understanding the needs of the society, one has to keep on learning those things which are required even beyond education. That means the vision includes not only the degree or postdoctoral or PhD, but it also includes learning beyond those things, beyond postdoctoral work, or it is based on what kind of work we do. So it is called as role-based education, or the kind of work or project-based education, project-based learning, or somebody can learn based on the interest or the need of a particular area, or as the job or any business demands, we need to learn. So this is something which is essentially required to become something, and then you can start making use of your knowledge and skills. So one thing is to develop the manpower to do whatever we want. This is the basic objective of the educational process. And then we see that industry, agriculture, or healthcare industry, or power industry, or any industry, or administration, or even industries like multimedia industry, or music industry or any industry. Maybe there are so many other industries also, like somebody can become a sports player or a good cricketer or any similar kind of talent could be achieved, or musician, or could be a very good singer. I think there are so many openings for anyone. Now, these things are nowadays available in colleges and universities also. There are formal degrees offered, and then uh, after learning all these things, we expect that there could be some research also, or innovations and discoveries, and there could be patents, IPRs, which will give a lot of other options for earning money and going ahead in time as far as business administration and all those similar required activities are concerned for the overall development of the society, self-development, as well as overall national development. So there are multiple objectives for which one has to go to school or college and then try to learn something. Now, after ending this slide, first of all, the thing is that it is the socio-economic and cultural development. The socio-economic, I think, is very important. Cultural, I mean, it also includes manners, etiquette, and then how do we behave with other people, how we acquire skills, maybe living skills, life skills, and maybe how do we walk and talk in general, how we deal with something as far as the business is concerned, or some job is concerned, or even a studentship. When you learn in college or school, how do you behave with your friends and teachers and parents and to other family members, and how do we behave with other people in general in society. I think this is the normal requirement. And here, language skills, etiquettes, manners, behavior, all these things are developed normally in younger age, and then we also learn from the society. So I think this is what is happening in colleges also, and you learn something. So there is a formal way of doing that. There is a curricula, syllabus, and value additions, and there are some more things which you can learn yourself. So there are other sources from where you can also learn. So quantifying what we should learn, it requires some sort of mentoring guidance from experienced person, like creativity group can help you, and experts from these groups and others can tell you how exactly we decide our interest and how do we enter into the education. It doesn't go by how your friends just talk, or it cannot happen just by what is available and what you see in the advertisements and where your friends go. Normally, the decision has to be your own decision, and the work has to be with a lot of honesty. And those sincere efforts and honest efforts will help you to develop your own personality, and people will definitely call you for jobs and business and other opportunities. So opportunities will create based on how you learn, based on how you develop yourself, and how you learn, how honestly you learn. So I have just given these keywords in this slide, and this is the basic motivation, basic purpose of any education. So there's a lot of importance for education. That is what I want to say here. Now, this next slide will tell us what are the topics. So there are diversified areas. It is not that you can only become successful by learning only one thing or just getting a degree. So nowadays there are multiple options. You do several things. You get exposure to industry. Internships are there. There are certain things like maybe industry visits, projects. As a part of your education, you have some project activities, some social activities, something related to languages, and you learn history, geography, those things also. You also learn something about business, industrial management, or uh, some people they go for subjects like arts, commerce, science, engineering, mathematics, technology, medicine, biology. There are so many things. So this is the path actually. And right from 8th standard, I think if I am right, there are people who are studying from 8th standard till postdoctoral work, and those who are in profession in this Zoom meeting. And I would like to tell them that wherever we are, maybe if I start from 8th standard, people who are here or not present even, but it is applicable for them, that you do your work very sincerely and start preparing for your subject very honestly from 8th standard to 12th standard. If this is one particular group, if I address, then here mathematics, languages, humanities, social sciences, the sciences, and for example, even physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, or geography, then maybe some subjects which are allied subject like this. For example, it could be maybe understanding of the constitution or understanding of the society, social sciences, for example, or maybe political sciences, and something related to sports. Maybe if you want to participate in sports, so I think that is the time when you develop these kind of abilities, becoming a very good sports star or becoming very good swimmer or becoming a very good actor or actress, or you could be very good in terms of those kind of performance arts also. At the same time, you can build your ability for business and education, research, or industry as a professional. So it goes hand in hand and simultaneously. So you need to find out how your timetable is and what you can learn maybe in the span of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and fourth year. And it is not that you go to next year and you forget about the previous one, but it is the cumulative learning. After finishing your 12th, then perhaps there is a degree course and you get additional exposure to higher studies, which could be from any of the disciplines. And lot of freedom is there nowadays because of the new education policy. Perhaps you can get more and more opportunities to learn. There could be multiple degrees also, one regular degree and one online degree, and something related to data science, or something could be from music or sports or drama or anything. So there is a wide choice. Now, whenever there is a choice, I think here is the decision which somebody has to take. So being in any course, perhaps you can practice for the performance arts or anything, and maybe those skills you can acquire, language skills, and somebody should know what is the history, what is the geography, and what are the business areas, and what are the job requirements, what is required for administration, what are the real problems of human being, maybe agriculture, or those who are doing jobs, or those who are in education or in industry, those who are in politics, and those who are in maybe administrative services. Let us understand what is that which they need, and what kind of problems somebody has to anticipate, and what kind of knowledge is required. I think here one-to-one mentoring can help. And maybe if I request this creativity group, then they can forward some of those queries either to me or somebody like me, and one-to-one discussions can help these people who want to learn. Now, those who are in profession, they need to keep on learning. It is not that once you finish your degree, then there is a job and then you just go to office and come. It is not that. You need to learn continuously, because there is a different kind of environment, different problem, different paradigm shift. Before 10 years, it was something different. Now, after 10 years and even after pandemic, things are very different. So always the world is changing. World will not wait for your knowledge and skills to come up, but it has its own speed and own pace. And then we have to really find out how it is changing. Perhaps this data science and all was not there in earlier times till we graduated. Anyone we work for several years in our profession. But since 2010 and onwards, whenever you got your smart mobile, things have changed, and then your learning method has changed. Online learning or work from home, so many different cultures are appearing, and I think this is going to give you very wide choice of learning. And this is the area where you need to take your own decisions. You need to travel opposite to the flow. It is not that your friends are doing medicine or engineering, you should go in the same direction, but you should have your own stand. This is very important. For industry, they have to also be in touch with education, because education is something beyond industry, beyond politics. So unless you have education as the medium, you cannot catch the real times. You cannot really solve the real life problems. So that's why I've written there could be real life problems, and one has to keep on learning based on what is required. The world is moving, the knowledge is advancing, and every time we need to update ourselves. And of course, we cannot forget about the history. The starting point is history itself. We can find out from where we have started, where we are, and where we are going. That's why the vision statement tells us to think about, maybe if you are in 8th standard, think about what will be the case, when what will be the real opportunities after 4 years in 12th standard, after 12th standard, and you enter into graduation, then what will be the opportunities for the next 4 years. So 4 years, maybe you can say 8 years span. So at least you need to think about the coming 10 years. So this vision you need to set where you want to go, and everything what you study in the knowledge, it has the real application. I'm just telling you this is very much, this is secret of learning and secret of motivation. You learn mathematics because it is highly useful and applied. Without mathematics, perhaps many of the applied areas are not addressed. And similarly, the languages like English language or Marathi or Hindi or Kannada or Tamil or Malayalam, all these languages are equally important. So you got opportunity now to learn in languages, local languages. I think this is a medium by which, and these are the facilitating tools where you will be taken from this step to very higher step. So at least for coming 8 years, coming 10 years, what are my plans? And after 20 years, where I will be? I think these things will tell you where you will be landing up after 20 years or after 10 years, and then what will be your profession. Now the time has come, as I told you, education is much beyond. Education can create certain things, like imagination is one part of education. So academics is going to deliver to the industry. Normally people, they have believed that we have to learn from industry. See, learning happens in educational institutes. It happens in research institute. It can also happen at your workplace and even industries also. So education is a common thing which happens everywhere, and without which you cannot solve any problem, or you cannot do anything that is creative, or you cannot have anything that will lead to some success, or maybe can overcome some problem. So it is, the fundamental thing is education, and how we learn, what knowledge and what skills we acquire. Whether you go anywhere after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or anywhere, this is going to help you. So academics or education is the front wheel, and industry, business, or profession, these are all the rear wheels. But somebody has to be very much self-disciplined, and with honest and sincere efforts, only education can come. Of course, it cannot come in hurry. You need to be patient. You need to give peaceful time for learning, and then you must enjoy the learning also. Not that immediately you are looking for job. Job will automatically come to you, or any business will come to you, provided your learning is happening in peaceful time or under the guidance of right mentors, and you have selected very good choices for your subject areas, or wherever you want to perform, either in sports or in education or in subject matters, or anywhere in applied areas, or maybe in administration. So whatever you want to do, you need to give very peaceful time for learning. So there could be research openings also. I'm not going to focus more on this. And I think research is one where you can have very good careers. In fact, everywhere, whenever you get stuck up, there is a research which starts. There could be scientific and industrial research, or there could be research in R&D teams of industry, and there could be some research for the scientific areas, or even political science research. There could be data science applications, or there could be mathematics, statistics, which may be required, or there could be very intellectual decision making, which are required for societal development and for the economic development of the country, and agriculture and marketing. So there are so many educational streams which you can get, and this may provide opportunity for learning also. So while planning for coming 10 and 20 years, I would say that you will definitely have to consider research as one interesting path. And the second could be business or profession or job. And I think there is an industrial development which needs to be addressed. Understanding the industrial problems and all, it requires a lot of education and development project, and providing solution to several such problems. This is one of the objectives. I think people should take advantage of this educational times, where when you go to college, you have library, the laboratory, and you have so many people who can guide you and take you further. And you can also understand some of the real problems in the world and society, so that you get opportunities for your professional development and to stand on your own feet also. I would say that research is a profession. I'm focusing more on research here because there are some jobs also. There are other research openings, scientific opportunities. There is a business and technology kind of development which can happen through this kind of research. In industry, there are so many other positions which you can look for, maybe managerial positions or engineering positions or operational management, or could be business leadership, or could be production, marketing, quality control, and several such things or there could be a very high level economic management, business management of the company. So these are some of the jobs. There could be jobs in teaching profession also, or there could be jobs in industries, or there could be self-development or on the self-employment opportunities or startups. I think startup is one good thing which is coming up nowadays, and students they like this more because many of them they want to develop their own things, and I think this is the creativity which they can have. There are opportunities like business, financial, market research opportunity, operational research, manufacturing process industries, healthcare industry, power industries, transportation industries, music industry, and so many industries are there. Industry is something where there is a business and where a lot of economic development happens and where people they get opportunity to work and share their talent and skills for the growth of the industry and for the growth of themselves also. So cultivation and harvesting in agriculture or transportation, end users, market, business. So I think almost in every sector there are so many opportunities. Once we have planned for 20 years and 10 years initially, I think people can get very good idea about what they want to be after 12 years. So this decision has to come up right from 8th standard or 12th standard. And then in profession also somebody has to, after few years of experience, somebody has to really replan because everything becomes obsolete after 5 to 10 years. I would say the world is moving very fast, industry is moving very fast. Things which were working earlier, now it is not working, and maybe newly we have to establish ourselves and catch up the world. For example, people want to learn Python and data science and machine learning, AI. I think this is the new trend, and people are catching it. So they are learning and they are trying to restore themselves again in the business or in the world of profession. Now there are so many problems in every sector. I will continue for 5 to 10 more minutes, and then we have some time for question answer. So I think we need to deal with the situation in everyday life. This is very important aspect, and here we come across different problems, whether it is traffic problem or energy related problems or related to food and drugs and medicine and so many other things. These are the day-to-day requirements of human being, and for that purpose we keep on learning and do a lot of exercise ourselves. And I think agriculture, production, marketing, and automation and industry 4.0 has given a lot of opportunities today. There are some crisis management, for example flood management or disaster management, and water and land management. Crisis management in general I have written here, and dealing with maybe traffic problems, energy, power management, financial management. So there are thousands of such problems which are always there in day-to-day life, and we are trying to overcome those problems. There could be problems related to governance, related to finance. There could be political issues. There could be social issues. There could be marketing and economic related issues. And this list is very big. In fact, we deal with the problems which we see, but there are so many problems which we don't see even. So different people may see different problems, and accordingly they learn and they try to address that. So education has different things to do with the life, and I would say that this will develop the life skills among people in addition to whatever they do for only earning money through maybe degrees and jobs. I think that is a very small thing which somebody has to understand. We keep in touch with several subject areas always, even while dealing with day-to-day problems. So whenever there is a problem, we get stuck up, we try to overcome that, and we feel successful. So establishing theoretical foundations and understanding research problems, we need to carry out some experiments, and then we have some of our observations, inferences, our own understanding will come up through such points. And this is how I think we deal with any such problem. This is called as research. It need not be only for PhD and higher level research. It could be right from your school times. You deal with some problem and then you carry out some experiment, that becomes experimental research, and then you come to some conclusion, and that leads to some success. So you overcome the problem. That is very important aspect. I think educational problem is dealing with ownership. One has to take ownership of something. Second thing is information secrecy is there, copyrights, IPRs, we need to follow those things. These are some of the highlighted things in addition to how we learn in colleges. A lot of awareness is required for this kind of understanding. Create awareness among society, evaluating the impact on the society, whatever we learn. If I am studying something, how I can help the society. And of course, you earn the money, but you solve the problems also, and you also grow, and society also grows. And so the living standard is continuously updating. So you get a lot of opportunity to do that. I think feasibility and interest of the end users we need to really understand. So these are some of the objectives. These are some of the motivating factors because of which somebody learns. And I think this may be good enough for today's discussion. And I would be more interested in some questions, and perhaps based on those questions, we may also continue maybe other sessions, or we can interact one-to-one as the organizers feel.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I am allowing participants to unlock yourself, unmute yourself, and ask question. One by one, you can ask. Please raise your hand so that I can call your name. Any questions, queries, you can ask, sir. You can discuss with Ajay, sir. Ajay, sir, you are muted. Sir, please unmute, sir. Any questions?
You can put it either in the chat box, or I can.
Namaste, sir.
Jyoti ma'am, you can. Ma'am.
Our students are asking questions. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ajay, sir. Sir, you're muted. Okay. We have questions, sir.
Yes, where it is? Can you
Sir,
read
good
that?
afternoon. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Sir, MSc second year, sir. Chintamani GS PG Center, sir.
Huh.
Sir, I am doing MSc.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Hello.
Sir, I am doing
Yes,
now
yes.
physics MSc, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, hello.
Hello.
Sir,
Hi.
I'm
Yes.
doing MSc physics, sir.
Yes.
What are the opportunities is there, sir?
If your physics is good, then there are opportunities in R&D, or there are opportunities in industry also, and in government jobs, like public sector units and all. For example, in Department of Atomic Energy, there are so many jobs for physics people, or institutes like Raman Research Institute, or maybe so many other institutes like Indian Institute of Sciences. You can become professor also. And if your physics is really good, I think you can have a lot of creativity in terms of even design and development also. Astrophysics is one area, or maybe material science is one area. A lot of material science experts are required. Cryogenics and design development of some maybe modeling and those kind of systems you can design. Modeling and design of any systems. So there are so many opportunities. For example, condensed matter physics, or there could be light and matter interaction, or there could be some areas where you deal with plasma physics and all. So scientific opportunities are there. In industry, physics people are also required.
Okay.
May I add few things with the permission of speaker?
Yes, yes.
I think you have to first look for the NET exam, either CSR, UGC NET exam, those who are in MSc Physics, or there are certain exams exclusively conducted at national level. Those, if you are qualifying, it will be very good to enter into many of the research institutes in India, like RRI, Indian Institute of Astrophysics, IUCA Pune, ICERS. So many IITs also offer
Yeah.
PhD. As a MSc Physics student, request you to focus more on fundamentals when you are preparing for this type of exams. Passing, either it is a lectureship or getting JRF, whatever, depending on your capabilities, will really help you to enter into bigger research institutes which are in India. In case if you wish to go abroad, still there are certain exams you may have to qualify, which are conducted by various countries. Those things also you can have a look at it. That is for doing higher research. Thank you.
Yes, very good input to this question. Thank you, sir, Srinath sir. There is another question. Somebody is in computer science and then the question is how to build career in agriculture field. So today data science has opened up many areas. If you are a computer engineer, the data that is coming from agriculture, right from cultivation to harvesting and to market and even post processing of food industry, lot of data is there. So you could be data scientist in agriculture field. Of course, computers are required in almost every area, and agriculture is not the exception. So you will have a lot of activities for agriculture engineering as well as agricultural production, marketing. But it has to be with reference to some specific area, like maybe cultivation of crops and development of seeds, and maybe so many technologies are there. There computer applications and IT applications are there today. IoT, cloud computing, etc. Big data analytics.
Another question in chat box.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Hamesh Spini, MSc, second year
Yeah, please.
MSc student.
Huh.
What is the best
Yeah.
short course that we can do after MSc?
You are doing MSc Physics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after doing MSc, see, if you are getting a industry sponsored problem, I think doing PhD on those kind of problems is very relevant. Second thing is, if you want to do R&D careers, then you can definitely get into PhD programs. This is what I recommend. Or if you want to go for industry directly, you can enter into the industry. Maybe there are so many chemical industries, pharmaceutical industries, and there are other manufacturing industries. So there is a scope even for MSc Physics. It is not that you need to go for engineering courses and all, but directly with MSc Physics, you can get a job there. Or some research institutes are there, national laboratories and all. But I would say that this may not be applicable to all of them. The one-to-one discussion is required in order to freeze the area of interest. There are several openings actually. The industry is very big, diversified, and how your knowledge and skills and your interest fits into that. And based on whatever you want to do, perhaps there could be one-to-one discussion either with somebody like us, or there are some more experts which are here, or maybe outside. So you can get in touch with those people.
Okay. There one question in chat box.
Yes. Yes, can you read?
Okay, sir.
I'm able to scroll it here.
In modern days, how do industries or offices filters genius students from those who have earned their degree by debut means?
Yes, very good question. Normally, industries have their own requirements, so they create a matrix, and there are certain criteria like having fluency in language communication or professional communication, administrative communication, or skills in subject areas, core domain knowledge, and applied areas, how somebody has maybe behavior skills and managing skills, or how agile they are. So these are some of the aspects. Subject areas are equally important. And for a particular task, they normally recruit. So they see whether the students are capable or not, or whether giving training for some months, 6 months or so, whether we can make them deployable for the job. Employable is okay, but deployment for the job is again another step, where they normally train graduate engineering or graduate science or any graduate, and they make them comfortable and capable to work on those projects, and then they can get actually selected. So they see all these things, and attitude wise they see whether a student really want to work or the interest is something else, and whether really they are interested in putting efforts for the growth of the industry. I think this is very important, and their own growth. So what kind of vision you share with those people during interview, I think that helps the industry to select the students. Of course, the subject areas and the fundamental knowledge of whatever degree they earn, it is essentially required to qualify any such interview. But attitude wise, sometimes a fluent language or maybe good presentation skills can help somebody to get into the job. But then successfully, they need to also prove during the work as they continue.
Sita ma'am, I hope.
Is that clear, the answer?
Okay. Sita ma'am.
Yeah, somebody can suggest more also if they are sure.
Akhil.
Yes, I think somebody, Akhil, has raised
Good
the
morning,
hand.
sir. Good morning, Srinath sir. Also,
Good morning.
yeah. So I had two questions. The second one is a follow up. So I wanted to know because in India there's like less employment for the people who have graduated. How can we create more employment? And if so, in which field to enter in business?
Actually, the business sectors are known to many people, but the data science and Industry 4.0 is creating more and more opportunities, where development of IoT-based solutions, cloud computing, big data analytics, cyber security, designing dashboards, and doing those things very effectively. I think demand and supply-based systems and supply chain management, inventory management, a lot of managerial things could be there. And I think data science is one area where people will find a lot of opportunities. Now you are telling about employment. So which employments are coming up is more important, where the investment is going on. IT sector, okay, this is a number game, lakhs of people will get job, but there are other areas like agriculture, it is coming up. The applications of robotics, drones, this is increasing. In AI is increasing. Similarly, power sector or anything, including traffic management or corporation work, municipal work, water supply, and those things are getting more and more smarter. So there are demands, and they want to have people with these kind of skills. Who, first of all, we need good managers. Second thing is we need to have good business development managers. We want to have people who can finance, and startup is one sector which is coming up. Perhaps it will take time. I think very good opportunities are there, but one has to also convey this to the industry, which is there in Industry 2.0 and Industry 3.0. Now they have to definitely enter into Industry 4.0, without which the business will not sustain. And our small and medium scale industries, they are slowly picking up, but the speed required is much higher. The investments are to be attracted, and I think nowadays there are no hurdles specifically for starting the industry. So whenever these industries will come up, then employment will also increase. But I think universities, that's why I've written that universities, academics is the front wheel. So they have leadership, and then convey industry that here is the development and here is the scope and here is the market and here is the finance that is getting invested, and then people will find more and more jobs. So it is how our industry is getting developed and how is the industry growth, and what academicians and universities think that what is that which our research scholars they do. So there are so many dependencies. So these are to be sorted out, then the employment will increase drastically. So there is a, I think self-employment is the first step, but then when you do that, you need to employ again 10 more people, that will increase the employment. Of course, in government, they are continuing with whatever recruitments they have. It may be less or more, but mainly small and medium skill industries will need more and more people. So awareness about technology and scientific development among industries is very important. We are working on those areas.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Sir, one question in chat box. Sir, which are the career opportunities for MSc Mathematics students?
MSc Mathematics.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think mathematics people can do lot many things. Even today, I'm dealing with many mathematics students and faculty members for industry. I am from engineering, instrumentation engineering, and I work for many industries and guide some of them for their projects and for their product development and life cycle management. But I feel that mathematics is the first step for many of these projects now because of the use of data science and mathematics, statistics, probability. These kind of things are directly applicable. Perhaps you need to only learn Python and acquire some knowledge from data science. Then mathematics people are much more suitable for any such projects. Cloud computing and some of those areas, I think we need to catch up. Blockchain or could be data analytics for industrial machines and processes. Basically, it is a data science expertise that is required for mathematics people. And other streams like educational opportunities, professorships, and maybe scientific opportunities are open to mathematics people also. And not necessary that they should keep on only doing mathematics in their profession, but they can apply the mathematics and even other knowledge also, which they can acquire and get, I think, a lot of rise in industry.
Okay,
I
sir.
hope I have
One more
answered in general.
question.
Yeah.
One more question in chat box from PG Center Chintamani. Sir, which type of computer courses help our students to get jobs?
Basically, any BTech computer or BSc computer or MSc computer science, these are the degrees offered in colleges. And then there are some specializations like data science or UI UX or books and so they're common. These sometimes robotics and automation, AI, AIDS or AI ML. These courses are available. Sometimes people want to learn mathematics slightly more in order to acquire some higher levels, and sometimes to learn engineering courses or some specialized short-term courses so that they become deployable for the projects. So becoming ready for project is extremely important. Even though somebody is getting computer kind of background, there are courses. I think plenty of courses are there. Those perhaps somebody can easily identify from the website or they can come to know very easily. But after doing that, then they should also see that we are expert so as to become maybe capable for projects. Like in industries, they need software testing or development projects, or there could be UI UX like applications. So many times software projects are some of the opportunities for such people. But computer science, when they also learn something about applied areas in power sector or agriculture or government administrative sector, so they can increase the scope for their opportunities. So computer science they can get connected to some other areas, definitely. Computer science for healthcare. I think there are so many opportunities. So I have just tried to answer to a certain extent.
Okay. Any more
In
questions?
general, but
Sir, one more question. Sir, on what basis I should select the
Yeah.
college as I finished second PUC?
yes, I think this is a very, very relevant question. In fact, I thought today and I addressed to some people. First of all, I feel that almost in every taluka or district, there are good colleges. Earlier times were there when somebody has to go to at least some maybe capital place or at city district level places. But now there are plenty of colleges in any state in India, and there are universities also. Universities are slightly expensive because I think 2 to 3 lakhs fees are there. So they can find out based on whatever fee structure or whatever locality or where it is there and what is surrounding. But I would say that the exposure to student comes from the city like Chennai, Pune, Bangalore, Mumbai for industrial areas. So where industrial belts are there and you want to work in a particular industrial sector, you can look for a college where the surrounding areas have a lot of industry because city matters actually. Yes. Second thing is subject area. You can decide based on whatever your interest. In any subject area, I think this is one criteria. If the college is connected with several industries, then your education will be much better in terms of the exposure programs, and you can visit the industry frequently. And I think the atmosphere also can help you. So, atmosphere in the city. I have not told anything about the college because most of the colleges they actually complete the fundamental subjects which are more or less the same with the same quality, whatever may be the fee structure or the maybe infrastructure. But wherever you go, you have library, classroom, sports ground, and some other facilities, teachers, professors. I think these are common thing nowadays. But if you see the exposure in terms of industry, I think that college is good. Just find out whether there are only MOUs or the industry is definitely working with the college, or students are getting opportunities in terms of internships or projects, sponsored projects by industry, and how employment opportunities are there in those industries. What are the higher educational opportunities in the college, and basically how professors they talk and speak, and how exactly the professors they cover, whether they are in hurry to cover the syllabus or they give peaceful time. And it is not that they just drive you, or they should just tell you that you do this. There should be a lot of autonomy for a student to learn something whatever he or she wants. So I think that kind of learning freedom is much more expected as compared to anything else. I would say that this is rarely observed in many of the institutes, private institutes specifically. So you definitely see this factor, how people they talk, how they behave, how is the flexibility, how they are guiding, and how they are affectionate to the students, and whether they are really solving our the students' problem or really giving some guidance in some subject areas. I think these are some of the interesting things as far as learning is concerned. I think I will not tell anything about facilities because in most of the colleges there are good facilities and common things are available. So you can see logistically how it is good financially, and then whether these people they talk good or not. And these things people they should learn more as far as the admissions are concerned, and don't just go beyond the people who are advertising for them. So those who don't advertise when they are much better sometimes. I hope I have answered this, but for some specific cases, one-to-one discussions may be required in order to take a better decision.
One more question, sir. After BTech, which degree is better, MTech or MS? GATE exam is compulsory for getting into MTech or MS colleges.
Yeah. Actually, MS degree, normally people, they go abroad and get MS degree. And those who want to do MTech in our IITs, IISc, good institutes, then they qualify GATE and often good GATE score and plus program. Now there is a lot of difference actually when they do something here and outside. Outside they have to pay much more and they have to finish those things. I think task based. They are very specific about whatever you do, and then they give opportunities, maybe green cards and all to students and work permit for those countries. So that is one stream which is nowadays even this is a priority as far as individual growth is concerned, and they get industry opportunities also. In India, I think IITs are the best one, and Indian Institute of Sciences and Indian Institute of Management. I would recommend that if somebody want to go to industry, then they should do MBA program or management programs specifically, because there is a business growth whenever you go get into industry. Or if somebody is getting into PhD programs, then they can get R&D jobs or scientific jobs. So they have to decide what they want to do.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Any more questions?
After getting
Sir, any
into
suggestions for a student?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, for
Jason?
students, I would say that for students,
Any
I would
suggestions for the
like
students?
Yeah, so they should grow business-wise as well as professionally, and they can have good administrative careers otherwise or academic careers, but they have to be very honest and sincere and dedicated for whatever they are doing. It is not for just showing how many hours they have studied or what kind of degrees they have, but it should really help them to acquire that kind of knowledge and skill where they can really earn out of that, earning finance or earning name or earning whatever positions they are getting. So that capability and capacities they must acquire through sincere efforts, and they should not go as per how others are going. It should be their own decision, like what I want to be, and this is my decision. So I think that will help more.
Sir, one more question from my side. After being in a job, how should we improve ourselves, sir, to upgrade with regular activities?
Normally, employed person, they have to bother about their own growth. So they should learn something like management skills or some online executive programs they can attend, or they can get knowledge about other industries and where are the opportunities. They can be competent enough, getting skilled and reskill ourselves in order to have proper growth, and planning for what they want to achieve in terms of finance or the growth in terms of their positions and kind of glamour which they want to achieve. So for money-wise planning, perhaps they should decide. Actually, some jobs maybe, for example, every month they can get 1 lakh to 2 lakh rupees. They can keep on earning these kind of things, even at very senior positions. So that may not be always sufficient. For some people, they want to go for business and earn much more. So there is a growth rate which they can evaluate, and accordingly, they have to get trained themselves and enter into other fields also. The job switching has to be done at appropriate times so that we grow in the right direction and we try to do whatever we desire, and not just moving as per how the organizations are moving, because one has to achieve their own goals and not always that the organization will give opportunity for those kind of things. So we have to define our own track, be in the track for sufficient years, maybe 4 to 5 years, 3 years at least, and then see whether it or not, then definitely enter into other area if the desired growth is not there.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
I think we can wind up here. If any questions or queries, you can text me in WhatsApp group, and I mentioned our WhatsApp group link in chat box so that you can join our group. And I also posted YouTube link of today's live streaming program. You can copy that link and you can send if anybody require. Okay. Deshmukh sir, we are very
Yes.
happy and thankful for
Thank you.
your presence and insight words and for sharing your knowledge with us. And I thank all the participants and for guiding. I thank you all the participants for participation, and we are winding here. Okay, thank you.